Howdy, everybody. I came in a little strong for 9 a.m. 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Anyway, it is 6/6/2019. I don't know what the month is. April, May, June. June, really. June 6, 2019. We're halfway through the year. Nice. We're getting there at least. And, yeah. It's another Tales of Zestiria day. Maybe this is actually the last one. I said that last time, but that was before I knew the dungeon was 12 floors deep. That was my bad. We got through the first 4, though, at last stream, in addition to a whole bunch of other stuff that led us to that dungeon. I think in the same amount of time, which is about 3.5 hours, maybe more, for this one, we should hopefully, theoretically, be able to clear the last 8 floors and be done with this game forever. Not like I want to be done with it and I hate playing it, because I've been enjoying it, honestly. I've been enjoying this game a lot more than I expected to. But, you know, all things must end and I must move on to other games and other things. And, yeah. Alright, anyway, let's see. What we got here, Mr. Man? What? Huh? There's a different Lord of the Land for this area? Did not know that. Like, seriously, since when was this guy here? He's very cute, though. Alright, did we skip back to town and... whatever. That was shocking. I was unaware that there was another, that there was a special seraph. I thought that this area still fell under the domain of, who was it? It was the one that guards Marlin. I forgot his name. Because I think up until now, this was his domain. No, because we were in Glaven. Yeah, that's right next to Marlin. But I guess this place is pretty far off. It's getting closer and closer to Camelon, so I guess it makes sense that there's a different seraph here. I'm the Lord of the Land for Camelon and the Hexen Isles. Makes sense, it does. Granted, I don't think the Hexen Isles had a Lord of the Land back in the base game. Or at least, and if they did, I don't think it was a cat. Yep, that Mysticar is still super cool.
So this is the power of purification.
I turned off her ability to use the other one because I wanted to see that one more. Okay, here we are. Elaine Ruins, 4th floor. What are you? Oh, it's just the Orc Gorilla. I remember that very funny conversation that the crew was having about what exactly this thing is. I actually went back and listened to my old stream when I uploaded it, and I was like, I can barely hear myself, and I felt really bad. I think he was on one of the coasts, and you might have missed him. Oh, man, really? That sucks. I should go back and check that. I was going to use my second Mystic Art, but I forgot that you need to wait until the end of your combo. It's really funny. Sometimes I try to use my Mystic Art and instead I use my Banish Blast. And then when I actually try to use my Banish Blast, which I tried to do last stream a bunch, I use my Mystic Art. I really think it was short-sighted to have multiple commands on the same button combination, because they're both very subtly different. It's like a Mystic Art is to hit the ZR button at the end of a combo, and then the Banish Blast is to hit both? I think? It's like the difference between them is so minute. I keep doing one when I want to do the other. I should just go back to never wanting to do Banish Blast, because it's when I pull them off more effectively. Even though I never want to. Because it takes a blast gauge to use it. So where am I supposed to go? Honestly, this map looks a little less frustrating than yesterday. Or not yesterday, day before, but still pretty bad. I keep walking into these dead ends expecting like a herb again amongst the rocks like they usually are, but nope. They don't even want to give me that. And given that after 4 floors we got Zavid back, I imagine that after 4 more we'll probably get Mikleo back. And then we'll finish up the DLC with all of them on the last 4 floors. That's my guess. Because if there is 12 and the Zavid event happened after the 4th floor, then it makes sense. Oh, really? That's easy to know. I could have sworn that I still had access to the Lord of the Land menu because I was quick traveling. Maybe I'm just crazy. I guess I didn't see him. Not surprised. I missed things. I will definitely go back. Like when we reach our next save point, I'll hop out and load up my old game and then get on over there and see. This thing is taking a beating. Something I noticed about this game's HP bar is the little weird like Sims icons. Is that they fall pretty fast in the middle, but then this last little drip feed at the bottom, it's on there. I think it's on there longer than it's on anywhere else. That's a dead end. We'll go down first. Oh no, I'm not fucking with you guys. Go away. I'm not about that. Cats are so small, they're easy to miss. Yeah, they look adorable in this game. Oh, why is it like this? Why is it like this? What did anyone gain by making the dungeon like this? It really sucks because now all the pathways that I went that would have taken me to the 5th floor or whatever floor I'm on now will now be relabeled. I would rather if they all stayed question marks. I could like keep track of which ones I haven't been to. That's still very cool. That's still a really cool mystic art. Yeah, I always thought cats looked pretty silly back in Tales of Symphonia. They look like just people in pajamas. I said this when we first saw the cats in this game, but here they look like little cat creatures and they're very adorable. Oops. There, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to switch to Zavid over here. Also, Zavid died. I'll pick him up. Or at least I'll swap.
Sorry for the trouble.
Are they level 95 now? When did the enemies' levels get so high?
Fortune telling. Please, pick one. No way, I don't believe in that. Let's restore our
Which way was it going? Well, I guess it doesn't matter now, does it?
Guess we should do this. Your work will make you vulnerable. Ready? Surrender! Ready? Demon Swallow! None of your life! Looking like Ally! This is my time! My time! Vanquished! Blazing Star! Such is what I expect of the Seraphim's power. Could this be some sort of training?
I guess let's go to the entrance right next door. Fantastic. Now I'm on the 7th floor. Nice.
Very well. Generate fall to the earth. Failure. Ready? Generate fall to the earth. Tower. The day is fine. Trigger. Get generate fall to the earth. Well played. No mistake. My will shall pierce thee just like this spear.
Excuse me. One of the cats just jumped on me. And I'm like trying to get comfortable. And he keeps moving.
Why don't we take a rest and eat some snacks?
He left now. And he's a heavy boy. I can't hold him. At least not for that long a time.
Guess we should do
Silly
this.
boy. He's over there now just licking himself.
Well played.
Yeah, my stream does need some cats. Unfortunately, they're not super chatty, so you can't hear them. At least not right now. I think it's still too early. I think he just wants to, like, try to convince me to give him food. I know you already ate, Bash.
That was a textbook trial by the spear. That's how it turned out. There's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah, he's licking himself.
I could use something to eat.
weakness again? Oh, they don't have a specific weakness.
Release my spirit! Caesar! Ready? Fire and dice! Tower fly! It's the end! I shall bring you through! No mercy! Ready? Magi! Can you finish yet? Lightning strike! Now! Shield me! My dad! Shall obey your fate! Blaze of light! Protector! Ha! Ice Ready? Go! No mistake! Ready? Rhapsody! Now!
Man, these little things, that's why I didn't want to run into them. I didn't see it coming though, it's so tiny.
Faster, stronger, harder, better.
Gather and grant me my spirit! No mistake! Mandatory attack! Gather and brilliant protection! Now! One move! Barrier! Caesar, burn away! Heal my ailment! Trap them! Now! Crush down! Ha! Healing circle! Earthquake!
No, you don't, you dumb little demon child. The tiny ones are always. Yeah, apparently so. These things cast Horizon Storm more than Zavid does, and that's saying something.
It's over! Healing circle! This is fight time! Fight time! This done! Go! Fire attack! Ready? Shall obtain your fate! Ravi rules
Well, there's only 3 left now, I think, so. Could have been worse. That's I keep doing that accidentally. I don't even know how I'm doing that. The whole partner blast thing.
Too late for you. Shooting stars! Timing. Ravi rules everything! Ready? Crush down!
And it's pretty cool because like it like summons the Seraph to do like a team attack with you. I played the entire game not knowing that was even a thing. As this guy started hitting the R2 button, which is the Mystic Art and Banish Blast, I just started hitting it randomly now just to see what it does.
There's a certain beauty.
Finally. Meanwhile, Hubert is investigating his catnip plant. He has a catnip plant? And he a lucky little fella.
What happened? I like him. Heal my ailment. Ready? Your blessing.
I definitely didn't want to fight that too.
Shield. Not done yet. Heal my
Just for
ailment.
you, Edna.
Go. No mistake.
Gosh, why are there so many of them? Gosh, it was bad enough last time around. Now it's just, oh my gosh. They seriously throw way too many of these guys at you.
Here, unleash your winged power. Ha! Fire light. Serenity. Fire and ice. Well played. Rush down.
Just waiting for Zavid to get back up off his lazy butt. Gosh, this is... Yeah. I'm just gonna run away if you don't mind.
Concentrate.
Retreat!
I know to avoid those guys forever now. Oops. There we go. So which way did it come from? Up or down? I think it came from up. So we'll go down instead. Oh, well it's just a dead end. No treasure, no nothing. You could have given me something, game. Like an herb would have been totally fine.
Is this truly a
Oh, I didn't even see that one standing there.
No mistake! Ready? Rush down! Laser star! And move around! Careless of me. Your words will make you vulnerable! Go, Titan! Shine away! It's over! Hello, little help?
I mean, I used to be pretty okay at making food, but now? Really?
That was a difficult battle. Let's restore our vitality.
See, I hate that they reveal everything now. It annoys me so much. Okay, but I went down this one, so I'll go down the next one upstairs, which or upwards, which is question mark for some reason. Oh, East Treasury. I found a secret treasure room apparently. So much treasure. This reminds me of the secret treasuries in Xenoblade Chronicles. Like in Era C and in the High Entia Tomb, you can find a bunch of secret shit. Purple crystal orb, an orb that allows you to open certain doors. So the purple crystal key's not enough. There's other locked doors too. Well, I got the orb for it, so I guess that's good. Now we're gonna go up to the next entrance.
Looking for a fight? Oh, you found it. did you learn to fight like that?
Not
I actually
sure I
like
remember.
fighting these
Before I was
big
even old enough to have memories.
dudes with these guys. They're a lot easier to fight than just about everything else in here.
We cannot avoid this battle.
These little guys ain't bad either. The Immortus zombies or whatever they are.
I don't understand the social hierarchy of humans.
Aren't there ranks or hierarchies among the Seraphim? Well, if you must know, whoever makes the best jokes is ranked.
Pretty sure that's your rule.
We need to get Mickley on this. He's missing on all the fun banter. Alright, this is the last one, and then we'll have to go back down or up again. I forget which direction we're going. We're going up, so we'll have to go back down. Sorry, peeps, I'm not in the mood for dangerous encounters. See, I checked every single one of these pathways on the right, so...
Don't underestimate my words will make you
Also, tiny enemies like this one are really annoying because they get pushed by your attacks out of your hitboxes, so like all your combos drop. It's really annoying.
That was pretty good, Shorty.
Being big is for losers. Big losers.
And yesterday I worked a night shift. Oh my gosh, I really hated it. Yesterday was a terrible day at work. And I can't even pinpoint it to any one thing, I just didn't like it. Yeah, this was the first room that we went to. And as you can see, the only room that we can access. So I guess next up we go up. It's a really bummer day at work. I don't know why, I just didn't like it. But you know, it's over now. I came home at like 12:45 and I started playing Hyrule Warriors till like almost 2 in the morning. Can't help it. It's a good game. North Room. Got a bunch of good stuff there, it seems. So if that's the north room, then where do I go next? All the other doors are blocked. Unless there was something on the 4th floor I missed, but I don't think so. Oops.
Okay, here goes. Humility.
Alright, I forgot about that. Alright, that was one of the times I gamed over was fighting a stupid snake lady that kept doing the whole screwdriver thing and dashing across the field to smack me. That was fun.
Hey, babes. What kind of guys are your type?
The type that don't even ask that.
Or say, hey babes, either.
Hey, Lane Ruins, don't forget, you're here forever. I mean, yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you found it.
Cause like did I miss a door somewhere? Cause like if they're gonna put like invisible walls in this dungeon, then I'm done. I'm just gonna go home. Oops. Wish you had on before. Alright, just want to do some quick setup for the peoples. Alright, let's go back in there and see if I missed something. I probably did. Okay, so... Huh. The rooms on this side don't lead anywhere. The north room leads to a single room. So maybe there's something in the lower area that I missed. This one will take me to the room that has the access to that pointless little path down on the bottom, right? And that's it. Yeah, it doesn't take me anywhere else. That's a treasury. There's nothing up in the treasury. It's a dead end. This one takes me on this side, and the other one takes me on the other side. I'm confused. I got that purple crystal thing. I know that there's some doors that don't even show up on the map.
Let's do some fortune telling. Please pick one.
So, which side is the front?
Okay. Nope.
There you go.
Ooh, that's a lot of money. I'll take it. What am I missing? Okay, well that was new stuff from Rose, but not really anything that helped. I'm only trying to think, did I ever see a split path at any other point earlier in the dungeon? But I don't think I did. Oh. Stop it. Because to the right of me, like in the area I can't get to, there's 3 pathways that lead to the 6th floor. Which means they go up. Which means on the 6th floor there are 3 pathways that come back down here. I'm guessing the locked or the unknown area is another treasure room or something? I don't know, it's blocked off. Because the doors look like that. They're really thin lines. Those are thicker. There can't be anything on the 4th floor. It's the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th that are all connected. Which, by the way, this is exactly like the Metropolitan Building in Digimon. I said that, but it really is. The first layer of the Metropolitan Building is like 2 floors connected by a ton of different elevators. You gotta keep going up and down and up and down. Then the next set of floors is 3 floors connected by elevators, and the last one is 4 floors connected by elevators. It's pretty intimidating at first, but all the areas are actually very small, and they link up in a way that makes sense. So as long as you keep track of which ones you've been to, it's not too bad. Those are 3 paths to the 5th floor. And there's 3 more to the 7th. The 7th above me and the one below me are connected though. They just loop around. The same, and then the other 2 7s up there are like on their own. They just lead to tiny rooms. They don't go anywhere else. Was there something in the treasury I missed? Was there a door in the treasury I missed? I don't think so. If it's all the way out to the side, it wouldn't accomplish anything. I have to use that orb for something. The purple orb thing. There's a lot of enemies that want a piece of me. Look at them all lining up. And it does have an indicator. It's a little orange dot. You can see it right there. That tells you that's where you came from. Okay, I'm really... That's a big sense, because I've been to all the doors, and I've even been to all the dead ends. I've smacked all the dead ends, like thinking that might do something. I was gonna switch to Rose, but I just remembered that she doesn't get in front. Alisha will stay in front regardless. It's just that when you get into battle, it swaps. But if it really does turn out the path was invisible, I'd be like, mm-mm. And yeah, it is really tiny, especially because when you open the full map, you can't see it too well. Like on the zoomed out, you can't even see it because it's under the icon. But you have to zoom in to see it. It is really small. Though to be honest, there's times in Zelda when the room you're going into is very tiny, and then like the red arrow saying, hey, you came in this way, it's like gigantic, and I'm like, alright. Like, thanks, but I can't see. Like, there's gotta be something. Are you serious? That's what I missed? Oh my gosh. That didn't feel rewarding at all. They could have made that more obvious.
Surely this is fate. Your words get done.
Found it.
Incredible knife handling. Do you have...
No, no, no. Alright, so now I'm in here. Left takes me to the 6th floor. Where does right take me? I've already been to the 7th floor. If this one... No, I am on the 7th floor. This one might take me to the 8th floor. No, good, it didn't. I was hoping it wouldn't, honestly. Like, seriously, you remember the High Entia tomb from Xenoblade Chronicles, right? The invisible walls, the hidden treasuries. That was upsetting. And now we're up here. Alright. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Don't underestimate. Ready? Stun. Go. Ready? My spears will never break. Not done yet. Gravity rules everything. Earthquake. Sleeping dragon. Your words shall make you vulnerable. Is that it? Soul Titan. Rise above me. Ready? Concentration. Incredible knife handling. Do you have anything?
I'm not hiding anything, I swear. Victory shall be mine. Your words shall impact.
Prepare yourself. Take attack.
I'm at least glad I found my way through. I was this close. I was like, if I didn't find anything, I was gonna open up a guide. But I did. It's just, I can't do that again. It's taking too much time. I need to finish this stream. I'm going to visit family the next chance I get, so I won't be able to stream again for a while. And I would rather not have this hanging over my head until I get back.
It is truly a miracle you survived that.
Alright, so let's actually proceed and make some decent progress. Alright, so... we got two paths over here. One that takes us to the 7th floor and one that takes us to... is it another crystal thing? It is. To the 5th floor. We'll go 7th first. No, this 5th. Whatever. There's nothing in here. Good, it's a dead end. You know how it is when you're exploring places in games. You want to hit the dead ends first. And what, does this take me somewhere new? I think it probably loops me back around, right? Chiffon cake.
Guess we should do this.
My spear shall never
you learn to fight like that?
I think it's really cool though. I got a new piece of equipment. Not a new piece of equipment, but I got an item, an equipment piece on Alisha that drops the cost of Mystic Arts by 1. I'm like, I didn't even know that was a thing. Yeah, that'll take me back. Cool, that's a quick way back. That sounds really awesome. Like I can do Light Blast at 2, and I can do her other one at 4 instead of 3 and 5 respectively. I'm going way more out of my way than I intended to. Another treasure room. I was say these rooms are getting worse all the time, but then it's like I turn the camera, I'm like, oh, I know there's some more boxes in here. Especially when it's presented to you as looking pretty lame. Just a cardboard, like a wooden chest and then bronze ones, and it's like, nah, the silver and gold ones are in there. Do I want to keep going or do I want to double back? I feel like I'm kind of far away from where I want to be. Let's just see how far down this rabbit hole we can go. Well, this isn't confusing at all. There's so many enemies in here, it's a little ridiculous. Well, that's interesting.
Okay, here goes. This is my ultimate technique. Take that! Enter Apocalypse! Another. Here goes. Come here. My spirit will never quit. Here, my spirit barrier. Ready? Let's go.
What's the whole point of opening a door to just rubble? Like, obviously the map showed that, but it's so weird.
Prepare yourself.
You're not done yet.
It's over.
Well played.
The day is mine. Burn away. My spirit shall never break. Vermilion crescent. Blaze of light. Vermilion crescent. Caesar Bell. Water and ice. Burn away.
That was pretty good, Shorty.
Being big is for losers.
Found a dead end, good thing. That means we can go back. Jeez, look at all those dots following me. West Treasury. Alright. I like it. Give me the monies. They put like almost as much. They put as many treasure chests that there are in the base game in this one DLC dungeon. It's kind of funny.
Not in the mood, but oh well.
You're working so hard, Lila.
Alright, here we go. Is this taking me to the 8th floor for real, or is it taking me to another floor I don't want to be on? I think I might have missed a few paths, like maybe one or two. Yep. Alright, 8th floor then. I'm just throwing away elixirs. I don't need them. Ah, great. Two more big things we gotta fight, huh? Hello, sirs. A rock and a Valkyrie. Have we not fought these before? It's weak to fire. Hey, we made it through the next set of floors. Wasn't too bad once I figured out where that freaking hidden wall was. I totally uncalled for it to put that in this dungeon of all things. With no warning either. It's just there. Jeez, that big bird really does. It just keeps following me around the fight. It's really annoying.
It's over.
I'm like, hey, go away. Go bug someone else. Alright, good. That one's dead. Now we just leave the big annoying one.
Quite a bind. Frozen strike. Gather and grant me protection. Your blessing. Frozen strike. Let's do some fortune
Well, that was
telling.
easy.
Please pick one.
No way. I don't believe
Wow,
in
that's a lot of money.
that, is what Rose would say.
Rose is indeed quite down to earth. Hey, ask me. I do believe in that stuff, you know.
Got 4 Bernier. Easy peasy. What's the point? They even render what's beyond the broken wall. Like, hey, there's a room back there you can't get to. Like, really, what's the point? If you're not gonna put anything there, then why even bother? Jeez, they're just having way too much fun putting these stupid little dots everywhere. It's a man. Should be the part where we head back to town and rest up. I know what my shop rank is. I can see it. Alright, got a lot more fusing and prep to do. We'll head back to town, rest, and then we will go. Then we'll come back, and we got 4 more floors to go. Yay! The madness never ends. Hey, I did it. Progress. Woo. Cheese risotto. Yes, good old Chancellor Bartlow passed away and no one made a big deal about it. Yeah, Rohan, that's the one I thought it was. I guess it makes sense that it's someone else. They say they go from north to south, and yet this entire thing is like a tower. We're climbing up 12 floors of madness.
The Hellions just don't stop coming. Yeah. And still no sign of whoever's attracting all the malevolence either.
Sure enough. Maybe they're still observing us.
Are you alright, Rose?
Huh?
It'll be okay. Everyone's here for you.
It'd be a lot more convincing if you didn't look so freaked out yourself.
Oh, sorry.
You know,
Huh?
there's something Mikleo said when I first joined up with Sorey.
What? Where'd this come from?
That a true comrade is someone who sees and hears the same things as you. Different sight, but the same vision.
A true comrade.
I never thought of you as a comrade of mine.
Not this again.
I mean, you're a princess, a knight, a political whatever, and a proper girl. You're like everything I'm not.
But we can both see Seraphim, Hellions, malevolence, and the hearts of those they affect. The same things the shepherd and any of his squires see.
And out come the royal speeches again.
Ugh, Rose, why are you always so cruel to me?
I don't know. I just get like this when you're around, I guess.
But do you know what? These things happen. I'm used to it now. After all, we're friends.
What? When did we become friends?
I'm not sure. Maybe when we said terrible things to each other, had a knockdown, drag-out brawl, and then set out on a journey together? Isn't that what friendship is?
Aw, snap! You got me there.
You're worried too, aren't you? There's so much malevolence accumulated here.
That's one problem, yeah.
There's another.
You. You gotta come up with your answer.
You're right. I need to find my answer somehow.
Ladies in anguish. So picturesque.
We're done giving hints, right?
Yes, this is a matter they need to resolve for themselves.
I'm sure it'll be easy peasy to do so. We've got not much dungeon left to go. I'm sure the one commanding malevolence will be there. Right. Oh, so this. Oh, okay. So the second part, the middle part was the maze, and we're good with that. No more maze. No more maze. Now we just get big, ugly rooms.
Guess we should do this.
Are you ready? Gravity rolls everything. Prepare yourself.
I can totally deal with that as long as we're out of the whole frickin' maze thing. We're good.
Well done.
Oh, I stopped them just as they were about to do it.
So tell me, how does love...
Almond jelly.
I can win this.
Lady Alisha.
Jeez, these things are really annoying. They keep spitting out jelly at me. It's like their only attack. I fought them thinking that they'd be very easy to defeat, but nope. Ah yes, the Q slimes with the strawberry tops. Yes, they're very silly. There's many of them. Ooh, a strawberry shortcake. Do it. I'm looking to get myself another meaty, very meaty lunch after the stream, so that's probably what I'll do. They're much more effective that time. Once again, I didn't think these guys would be so bad, but I think they've been spending this entire fight just healing themselves, which, that's illegal. Great, creepy floating heads are chasing me now too. Fantastic. Probably could have gone through that first part just faster, but I got lost. Well, not even lost. I just couldn't find where to go.
You were just waiting for me to pick you up, weren't you?
Well, all the enemies I hate in one room together.
We cannot avoid this battle. Everything. Abandon your trap altogether. You mustn't overdo it. Well played. This is quite a bind. Are you
The Lady Alisha. Torrents of wind. Forces of nature. Torrents of wind. Forces of nature. Horizon storm.
We're survivors, no matter the
Alright, those guys were annoying. But I mean, what's new? I like how one of the birds ran past me and just kept running in that direction. I'm like, I'm over here. Where are you going? Like, I wasn't gonna fight him anyway, but I just think it's funny that he totally went the wrong way in an attempt to catch me. I did not want to fight it. I was trying to get away, but Rose was in my way.
What incredible skill! You wield that spear like an umbrella.
It's beautiful.
Edna should have been, and you wield that umbrella like a spear. keep opening this. My only guess is maybe one of the trophies is is for opening everything, and that's why there's all those pointless doors and stuff. Oh gosh, no! Go away. That's my guess. Okay. Why do they keep getting bigger?
What happened? You cannot avoid this battle.
Guess I overdid it again.
More like wasted your energy and talked too much.
Could this be some sort of training?
I guess these characters really are just dodos because it did it again. It walked right past me. That's really funny. If I were getting quiet, I was leaning back, relaxing a bit, trying to ignore the fact that this dungeon's trying to kill me. I'm not. Can't make anything. Alright, nothing in here either. I keep telling myself to stop exploring and just, like, get out of here as soon as possible, but, yeah. I even said, when I was originally playing Zestiria, I told myself, hey, don't go overboard with exploring everything. I know you already did most of it. Just play the game, but, like, I wound up wanting to do everything, and then I did everything. Get my money's worth, you know? What's the whole point of playing this game just once a year ago after I bought it and then being like, alright. The enemies are all in a nice formation. Looks good.
Don't underestimate. My I can't believe there are so many Hellions out there.
Yeah, that's how it is. You just want to see everything. There's a game I'm trying to think of that I do that all the time, and I'm like, hey, oh, it's Chain of Memories, man. Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories is a mess. It's like not in a bad way. It's just it takes forever to do anything in that game because of the way that it's. So I'm like, I'm not gonna explore every world in its completeness. I'm just gonna explore a tiny bit, explore whatever I need to on my way to the exit, and then I wind up exploring the entire world, driving myself crazy. I do that every single time. And I've played that game like 3 or 4 times now. Oh my gosh. Juke 'em all. I like the little icon for birds. It looks like a tiny chocobo. Just called bird heads. That's imaginative. It's a floating bird head. What do we call it? And that's just the dumbest question. Oh no, why is there one of you here?
My soul burns and grants vengeance on the wicked. This is your end. Primary retreat. Still more. I have it. Your replace the death wound. Ready? Caesar bit. Get away.
You're working so hard, Lila.
Shut up, Zavid. We're busy. I don't have time for your bullshit. Alright, here we go. Next area. I'm glad this entire section doesn't rely on like crystal orb hidden walls. Cause like the 9th floor did and that drove me insane. I'm glad that 10 and 11 were like, now we're doing something a little different.
I like your moxie.
Also I saw a save point. Ooh. Making good progress, hour and 45 minutes into this stream. I was foolish to think that I could put this all in the same stream. If I had kept going, as opposed to stopping yesterday or the day before or whenever, the stream would have been at this point like 5 hours long, and that's way too much. Like 3 hours is nice and comfy. 4 hours is pushing it. Anything more than that, I would not do.
That's the end of that.
Yeah, before we finish up, let's actually go back and see about that Seraph, apparently. What did you say was on the east? It's quite a change of pace. Like, yeah, I want to hop out and go do that first, because I thought that's pretty funny. I didn't think I missed anything while I was on the Hexen Isles. Was he there the whole time? Or only after you complete it? 'Cause I mean, really? I'm a little surprised. No, yeah, there is no Lord of the Land menu here. Southeast Coast. Alright, there is a coast over there, that's for sure. Oh yeah, there he is. What do you know? Look at this little guy. He's so puny. A rather philosophical question. Meow. Proof that Hexenal's blessing is restored thanks to the power of the lost cats. The blessed domain of Hexenal is revived. But metaphysical questions are really out of my purview, so take this map instead. Bye for meow. It's the great ball of yarn that if fate sees to it, perhaps we will tangle once more. That was weird. I'm not surprised I missed him. He's very small. What did he give me? A map of Hexenau, idly scribbled by lost cats to kill time. What do the maps even do? Because they're already registered. Like, I can already see them before I even get those adventure maps. Like, what do they do exactly? I never really figured that out the whole time that I've been playing this game. So what's my blessing level actually look like now? Level 12, nice. It's really good. Yeah, because I guess, does he count for Artorias' throne also? Because I know Uno doesn't cover that. Uno's domain runs out when you go under Alisha. Oh, I can't load up into the DLC from the base game because it wouldn't let me. Alright, that was worth it. That was really cute. Yeah, alright. When was my last quick save? Oh my god. Alright. Okay. Let's do this all again. Yeah, the cats was cute, but it wasn't worth this. Yeah, so, in case you are wondering what just happened, I saved over my DLC save with the Hexenile save. I assume that when I opened up the save menu, it would have moved my finger automatically to my completed game, but it was still on my DLC file. Luckily, I have a quick save, but the quick save is here. So, yeah. Alright, but I'm gonna... This was captured live on stream. That is a flub. If I didn't have this quick save, I would have just ended the stream, and that would have been it. Like, I was not gonna play this entire DLC again. Not right now. It's so lucky this quick save exists. It's at least better than nothing. That said, I'm not gonna be going all nook and cranny for the 9, 10, 11 floors. I'm just gonna run through them and avoid every single enemy. Because I'm not doing that.
That was radiant, Edna.
Suppose
We actually did much better on that fight, though, than the first time. So at least there's that. That was a lot easier. I think going after the bird first was actually what made it easier. If I see a chest in my path, I'll grab it, but otherwise, yeah.
pick something up.
Yeah, see it. Oh, let me just overwrite that. Get my DLC file back.
The Hellions just don't stop coming.
Yeah.
And still no sign.
Yeah,
of
well, we
whoever's
saw this
attacking the
skit
malevolence
already,
either.
so. I can't believe that. I was wondering why it wouldn't let me load back into the DLC. I was like, that's weird. Like, I scrolled to the bottom of my saves, but it was only the main games. I'm like, can you not load up the DLC from the base game? That's what I assume. Like, I imagine going back is easy, but then the DLC is different. So maybe it's like a different file or something, so it wouldn't let me. I'm like, alright, so I quit out to the main menu and I still couldn't. And I'm like, oh, it's not because it won't let me, it's because I don't have that file anymore. I erased it. Okay, so we're just gonna run. Yeah. It sucks though, because I'm not messing with the enemies, so I'm not getting EXP. I'm not fusing my weapons, so I'm not getting the probably stronger equipment that I had. But you know what? Doesn't matter. I'm not gonna spend another hour and a half doing stuff that I already did. I should have put some chests in that room, honestly. Also, I'm really hungry. I'll have to get myself some food like the second the stream ends. You know what's crazy? A few days ago, I saw a friend of mine at work eating Burger King. And I was like, dude, I haven't had Burger King in like forever. I remember last time I had Burger King, I was like super young, years ago. And I remember hating it. Like, I'm like, this is not as good as McDonald's. And it wasn't even like, as a kid, you're a lot less judgmental. Like, well, maybe more so judgmental. You're like, no, McDonald's for life. Burger King sucks. But like, it wasn't even that. It just didn't taste good, which kind of blew my mind. 'Cause I'm like, it's a burger and fries. Why does it suck? And I saw a friend of mine eating it, and I was curious. I'm like, I wonder if it still sucks, because it's been like so long. I started talking to one of my other coworkers about it. He says, nah, he loves Burger King. His two favorite places to get fast food from is Wendy's and Burger King. He loves it. And I'm like, huh. And I said, I remember hating it because it just didn't taste good. He's like, oh, their burgers have gotten better. I'm like, So I tried it a few days ago. I actually got some Burger King for the first time in years. And it was really good, honestly. Like, I remember when I first had their fries, I'm like, this has like no taste. Like, McDonald's fries are so much, like, infinitely better. And the burger, just something about it was like, it didn't taste like it was complete, I guess. But then, like, eating them now, I'm like, no, they're good. Like, the fries are great. Burgers are tasty. So I was kind of mind blown, honestly. It's quite a surprise to go back to it and be like, no, actually, this is actually good. If this was a Let's Play episode, man, oh my gosh. Just imagine if I did not have that quick save. I would have stopped playing immediately. And I don't mean like I would have stopped and then I'll be like, okay, like tomorrow I'd be like, all right, let's try that again. No, I would have stopped and abandoned the stream series for like a month. Because I would have to restart the DLC from the beginning. And I'm not going to do that. Alright, here we are, made it through. That was quick. When you're not being all exploratory RPG-y. Alright. Oh, it is not nice in here. Is Mikleo here? Or is it Mr. Man again? Foxboy, Lunaire.
Something's wrong.
Huh?
Why haven't we seen it yet?
What's wrong, Rose?
We're all the way through, but there's no sign of the Hellion bringing the malevolence. Has it gotten into Camlon already?
Rose! Calm yourself!
Yeah, don't you notice anything about this malevolence?
Look up!
Oh, what are you, sirs? I don't like you at all.
Ha! Big suckers we've run into!
Two of them.
What?
Huh. I was right, they do like a pretty face. She's aiming for the biggest dandy of them all.
After her! Get out of my way!
Rose!
They're going after Saray, and she is not happy about that. Baphomet. Oh, nice. Baphomet, a Hellion with a head of a goat and two of them. Save the drama for when it looks like you're actually gonna die. So what are you weak against? Wind.
Oh, wait, you freak! Rose, let's work together! You can't even armor tie! Stand back!
I'm not about to do that!
Then shut up and let me concentrate!
Time to learn some humility.
Torrents of wind, forces of nature!
To think Hellions this strong still walk this earth.
Careful! You can't just flail around at random with this one.
But if we don't beat her quick, we won't be able to stop the other one! Fire in the sky! Rondo above!
Yeah, stay away from Saray. You're making Rose angry, and that's bad. She'll start using her mercenary voice. And we don't want that now, do we? Or her Elma voice, sorry. A fanfic I read called it her mercenary voice. To me, it'll always be her Elma voice.
This is...
McDonald's fries are great too, but you basically have to eat them right away, otherwise you turn to sticks of cold and regret. Yeah, pretty much. I've actually tried to warm up McDonald's food after I eat it, and the burgers are okay, generally, if you take them apart and warm them up in pieces. But fries, as delicious as they are, warming them up isn't really that good of an idea. And I mean, honestly, the fries are so tasty, I devour them like almost instantly every time anyway, so I never really have to worry about it too much. Also, another thing I like about Burger King, they have cinnamonis as a dessert. These really tiny cinnamon rolls, and they're super tasty. They come with icing, and they're great. So, props for that. I always like it when enemies are weak to physical, like non-elemental attributes. That just makes them so easy to defeat, like regardless of their level or their HP or anything.
Listen to us.
Rose! Why are you being like this? Why? Why won't you freaking die already?
Yeah, I almost beat it. Why just die?
Rose! This isn't working! I promised I'd take you to where Saray is. So shut up and just protect yourself, okay? Rose! Rose! You son of a... Stop it! What are you doing? You're gonna kill yourself! How can I die? You said I was so strong! Fool! What was that for? Listen to me! I don't have time for you! Ugh! Hey, let me go!
No, you need to calm down, bro.
Not until you listen to me! You listen to me! We don't have time to waste on this sentimental crap! But we just became friends! I've already lost Saray. I can't stand the thought of losing you too! Alisha? Ow, ow!
There is time.
Huh?
Look carefully.
Oh! These two are sharing each other's strength.
You settled down now?
This battle will just go on endlessly unless we can defeat both of them at once.
And since our resident psycho killer beat the hell out of one of them, we bought ourselves a bit of time.
We'll give you 3 minutes, okay? Find your dumb answer already and then start acting on it.
You can tell that Rose was only acting like that out of concern for Alisha.
Even so, she's usually good about not flipping out like that.
Imbecile indeed.
It's a side of her that only her truest friends know. Ah, the joys of being young.
Being dumb, more like.
Come on, Alisha. It's okay now. You still crying? No, I'm not. So you kinda picked up on what happened to Saray, huh? Yes. Well, you should know one thing. He's not dead. Ever since the big showdown with Heldalf, he's been busy purifying the deeply corrupted Mautalis. He knew it meant he would be abandoned in time, but he also knew it was necessary.
Abandoned? In time?
Purification on that scale could take centuries. Until the day comes when someone new appears. Someone who has both the resonance and the will to truly purify this land. Saray will sleep a dreamless sleep with all his senses cut off from the world.
Because doing so allows him to transfer his power to the squires.
Yup. So even now, he's still working as hard as he can to build a future where humans and Seraphim live in peace. Saray can't laugh with his friends or climb around ruins anymore, but he's still there.
Then, the dream he spoke of.
It'll live on, so long as he doesn't forget. That was Saray's answer.
Saray's answer. And you were okay with that?
I'm just here to do the best within my power.
And so, you became a shepherd.
I kinda got a policy against giving up. Alright, I think we made some progress. Now, back to our regularly scheduled beatdowns. Let's go. You want to see Saray, don't ya?
Wait. There's still something I need to say. I found it. I know my true answer.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
I knew that.
What?
Come on, let's go share it with Saray.
Gosh, Rose is the best. Alright, let's do this. Revitalized and ready to go.
Here.
Took you long enough.
I'll make it up to you, alright? Blazing Tempest! Hey, Rose! How long have you known? Huh? Right from the start, of course. What? You heard me.
If you know it, then say it.
I think now's not the time for that.
Oh, be careful not to get caught between them.
Gotcha. We should probably try to keep them both in one spot.
You don't really know it.
Don't you ever let anything go? Fine, I don't know it.
Rose, I spent so long worrying about it.
Oh, watch out. They've got some dangerous moves.
Yeah, I'll be careful.
Gosh, Rose
You
and
know, it wasn't just me. Lila and Edna knew too.
What? Did you really?
Really what? I have no idea.
See, they just didn't hear the first part, that's all.
gosh.
Ladies, you think you could maybe save the conversation for a later time?
Oh, sorry.
Good call, Zabid.
I know, right? Do I turn you on?
Hey, what happened to saving the small talk for later?
She's already mastered comedic banter. She is a monster.
Please, let's focus on the battle.
No, let's keep this going through the entire fight. I would love that. It's not even, that's not even sarcasm. I would legitimately love that.
Are you alright?
Dorks indeed. That was a really good cutscene though. I'm always a sucker for emotional friendship drama. And I like, because I mean, the one thing I didn't like about the ending of the game was just how kind of dismissive it felt towards everyone else. Like it's like, okay, we know what happened to Saray, we know his whole dealio, but like, what about everybody else? You know, what did they think about it? We didn't really get much of that. We especially didn't get anything for obviously Alisha, because she wasn't even there. I mean, there's like that assumption during the last cutscene that maybe Alisha and Sergei know what happened, but it's just an assumption. There's no way to know for certain if they actually knew the full extent of what was going on. So I like that they finally literally had that sit down to talk about it. And it just feels more meaningful when there's people who can talk about it. You know, the sacrifice that a character has to make is really more meaningful when other characters can react to it. And I understand what the game was going for by ending where it did. But then, you know, you think about like Tales of the Abyss and the way that one ends. You know, the sacrifice is made, but we get the happiness, the payoff, the true resolution, and the post-credit scene, and that's freaking great. I mean, I guess we kind of get that here because you see Saray come back also to go help Nicleo, but I just wanted more of
You mustn't overdo it.
the after effects, feeling what happened immediately after, and hearing, because I wasn't sure. I wanted to say it, but I wasn't sure. But hearing Alisha actually say it, so you became a shepherd, I'm like, all right. I wasn't entirely sure about that, but yeah, I mean, Saray can't really be the shepherd if he's out of commission, you know, for the next few centuries. So it's just cool hearing that, yeah, Rose is a shepherd now. Like, I assumed this much the entire time I was playing the DLC, but no one ever said it. And she did make Alisha her squire. So I think having a squire of a squire is a little silly, but Like, I believed it, and then it's like, no, yeah, Rose is a shepherd. Okay, that's awesome. And I wonder if it's her resonance. I think it's a combination of her natural resonance and also Saray being where he is that allows Alisha to act as Rose's Seraph without Rose suffering from anything that Saray suffered from during the game. At least that's the explanation I'm gonna go with.
This is
My ultimate technique. Take this! Azure Apocalypse! Ready? Get him!
I like how Alisha asked Rose though, you were okay with it? I'm like, I don't know. You guys remember the ending after Saray pushes Rose away? She's like, "You idiot!" So I mean, I guess was she okay with it? But I mean, regardless, that was the plan they settled on. Even though, once again, I talked about this with my sister. My issue with that was the plan they settled on is that, was it really? I don't know. I need to listen to the final conversations in the last Symbol again, but I don't feel like they said, like, yeah, we're gonna sacrifice everything. Like, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy.
Remember, we need to take both of them down at the same time.
No, but it's easier said than done.
We just need one chance. 1 second where they're both vulnerable at once.
Well, the other one's at lower health than this one is. Does it really matter? This one's at 2,000, this one's at 1. Alright, so I guess... Oh, they went back up? Really?
Yeah, so?
Hold it.
Well, I can do that with the power of Zestiria. This will definitely do more than 6,000 damage. Yep. That's how you do it.
Is it over?
No, one last hit should do it.
Okay.
Alisha! No! Twin Plural!
Yeah, it's the boy.
Now!
Micleo.
Oh, sure, hog the spotlight, show off.
Go!
I totally expected that
Are
from
you
Rose.
ready, Rose?
Are you ready? Ha!
Nailed it.
Seriously, you guys, what would you have done if I hadn't made it in time?
Where's the Starbucks, Micleo?
Thank you so much,
You
Micleo.
son of a bitch.
Long time no see, Alisha.
Re-encounter with Karma. Micleo can't... He didn't even come in 15 minutes late. Unless I'm mistaken, the DLC's almost over. And now he's here?
I see. So that's what happened.
Guy?
And
Explain.
that malevolence I sensed must have been the same thing. On the way here, I sensed some kind of presence moving quickly away from the ruins.
So, it just up and left? How odd.
But we were able to protect this place. That's all that matters.
It doesn't bother you?
Micleo's back, and that can only mean one thing. We're all good here, right?
Yeah, I found a way to seal this area. Camlon will be safe from Hellions from now on.
So little baby Weebo had to take all the heroic parts, huh?
I'll have you know that a great man is one who rises to the occasion.
You came back first. Why didn't you rise to the occasion?
Because he's not a great man, clearly.
Logic and facts.
All right, Alisha.
It's your turn to talk.
But yeah, the guy explain thing is the best. Ooh.
That's Saray.
Yeah, that's exactly how we left it. Wow.
Saray, the light that you brought to us is changing the world. Changing it for the better. The peace treaty will soon put an end to this war. These centuries of conflict between our two nations will finally be no more than a sad chapter of history. And I will continue to do all in my power to see this through. You have my word. But I realized just now what my true answer should be. A politician, a woman of royalty, a knight, a regular young lady, a friend to everyone gathered here. I want to live as all of these people. At first I thought I was just being selfish, that I lacked the maturity to discard those facets of myself that were inconvenient. But since then, I've had colorful disagreements with Rose. Given my proper farewell to Lady Maltran. And had a wonderful journey with dear friends. And that very journey is the reason that I can stand before you now, with my true answer in hand. I've realized I don't need to throw away any part of myself. Saray, thank you!
The journey didn't give you the answer, Alisha. It gave you the strength to believe in the answer you already had.
That's not the only thing it gave me. Rose!
You good?
Yep, let's go.
Makes my skin
Oh
crawl.
my gosh, there he is. Hey, don't ruin this really nice moment.
I just want to eat them up. This pain, I cannot wait until they get a chance to taste it. I wonder, shall I tear them apart in front of the shepherd brat? Or should I tear him apart and watch them shriek? Soon, when my strength is fully returned, it will be time to feast and to suffer.
How are you not dead? Guy needs help, honestly. And Rose's version of help, a quick stab in the heart. Oh, we're done. We're done. That's it. I'll fucking take it. Mickleo, you asshole. Well, that's a good picture, by the way. I need to pay attention to these. That's seriously how it ends? Like, I expected to run into Lunaire at the bottom of the dungeon, not not the Baphomets. Or after the Baphomets or something. Like, I thought his whole point was to get revenge. And he doesn't even do that. He's like, oh, well, I mean, I'm still in pain, so we'll wait a bit longer. How did he even survive? There's no logical explanation. Like Simone made sense. Because Simone, we didn't kill her. We just kind of ruined her whole life. And then left her behind, you know? But Lunaire, he fucking died. Just Rose stabbed. You expect me to believe that Rose, our psychotic killer, missed his vital organs when she stabbed him? Bullshit. There's no way she missed. I guess the explanation is I think Simone had something to do with saving him. But is that even possible? Because not only was he purified, he was killed. You know, well, he wasn't purified. They couldn't purify him. Just like they couldn't purify Maltran or Heldolf or the Pope person. Not the Pope, the church person. Forget her name. But, like, really? I guess they're trying to set him up as the next Lord of Calamity, but they did nothing with that after the DLC released. Yeah, you would think if they had another DLC episode that maybe we'd take care of that, or that they'll do another sequel, but the next game was a prequel, so it had nothing to do with Lunaire. I mean, I guess that's kind of the whole point. It's like, oh, the whole Shepherd and Lord of Calamity thing is always supposed to happen. Can't have one without the other. That's a really nice picture, though. I like it. Colorful disagreements with Rose is a really funny way to put it, by the way. Really short credits, too. Let's just pretend I didn't accidentally delete my save file, okay? Congratulations on clearing the story. By selecting bonus chapter Alicia's conviction from the title screen, you can replay the story from the beginning. Also, if you have clear data, you can carry that data over and use it to play through this story. And they just boot me back out to the beginning. Alright. So, this is the part where I talk a lot. So let's get ready. This is it. I'm done with this game officially. It's all over. Here's what I gotta say. Wait, do I keep that as clear data? No? You don't even get clear data for the... That's interesting. Because they didn't let me save it after it finished. It just kind of ended. Alright, so here we go. Let's talk about Tales of Zestiria as a whole. Alright. So for everyone who stood through these 19 live streams, I have completed this game in pretty much every single facet. I've done all the quests, I've completed the main stories, I've done, like, I'm pretty sure everything. Like, all the post-game stuff. I think the only stuff that's left is stuff tied to trophies, and even then, that's not something I want to do, really. Because, like, it would require beating Tales of Zestiria, like, at least 3 or 4 more times, and I'm like, I'm kind of through with it. For now, at least. Maybe I'll come back to the game next year. So as I said last stream, I think it was, my opinion of Tales of Zestiria has indeed been raised after playing through it again. I don't think it's as terrible as I thought it was last year, but it definitely does still have a lot of flaws. Like, we'll get to the DLC soon. But, the main game as it is pretty great, and, like, once again, I think the opening of the series is really interesting. I like the chapter in Lady. Like, I like becoming the shepherd and learning about his duty, and then the rest of the game is trying to execute that duty. I like that in concept, and the thing about Zestiria is that it at least manages to run with the concept to an extent. No, it runs with the concept all the way, I feel. It's just that towards the latter half of the game, once you reach Stapgut Moor, and the ruined tower, it just becomes boring because then you realize there's no actual overall conflict because Heldalf and his cronies are so hands-off as villains that it never really feels like what you're doing matters so much. It does in the context of the world. Restoring blessings is incredibly important. But like as a player, it doesn't feel super accomplishing, to be completely honest. And like in the beginning of the game, I feel like you have a goal and you have constant things that you're doing because like the beginning of the game is boosted by the trials and learning about Heldalf and everything. And it all kind of comes to a head after you complete the trials and you go back to Pendrago and Dezel dies. Like that whole part of the game feels really well thought out. After Dezel dies and you just return to purifying the world and going to Zapgut and everything, that's when the game loses a lot of its direction, I feel. Like, even the characters don't really have direction. It's like, let's just purify the world and see if we can figure out how to defeat Heldalf. And that's pretty much the last of the game, dealing with Zapgut more. And like, I mean, the game is... The ending of the game is blocked off until you can get all the earthly Historias. That's the thing. The characters are trying to figure out what's up, but what's his name, Old Man, refuses to tell them until they can piece together the whole story behind Heldalf. And that makes sense to an extent, but also like, come on, you know? So that's really where I think that the weakness of the game lies in, that it just kind of feels boring from like an overall perspective. Like playing the game itself, it's a Tales of game. Tales of games are some of the most fun games to play like consistently. Like their gameplay style is just a buttload of fun. You know, whether it's Zestiria, Symphonia, Abyss, Vesperia, even the little bit I played at Tales of the World, the Tales of the gameplay is always fun, and that's like the hook of it. It's everything else surrounding it that has to lift it up, which in Symphonia it did, in Abyss it did, in Vesperia it did. In this game it didn't so much. The protagonists are all great. I love them all. Like you all know, I love Rose. Absolutely love Rose. And all the other protagonists are great too. They all do their job really well. Yeah, the Iris Gem Hunt is definitely the lowest point for me, since you basically have to wander aimlessly to find the little chunks of backstory. Yeah, pretty much. Backstory you probably don't care about. Though, once again, that backstory you're getting is the most backstory you get to any of the villains. Heldalf is the most well-developed villain of the game, and in the end, he's just, I want to rule the world because evil. You know, he's like, the world kind of shit on me, so now I want to shit on the world. That's Heldalf in a nutshell. But at least, yeah, there's more to him. Maltran, we know nothing about her, really. We know she apparently had an encounter with Hellions in the past, and that was it. Like, I swear to God, the guy, that random civilian you talk to who gives you that backstory, was totally added into the game, like, when they realized, wait, Maltran doesn't have any foreshadowing. Because it's like, when you do a twist villain, or you do a character who's going to have a villain reveal, they have to have, like, foreshadowing, or it has to be interesting, at least. But no, it's just like, nope, she's evil now. It's like, alright. I think she definitely would have been more interesting if she wasn't evil. Because her character archetype, the way she was introduced, is the kind of character you come into a game and be like, well, that one's definitely going to turn out to be evil or betray you. And it would have been more interesting if she wasn't. You know? Because it'd be the unexpected way to go about it. It's like Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Once again, that game had its final villain, if you can even call him that, is like obvious. Like when you first meet him, you're like, well, you're totally the bad guy in this game. But then, no, he's not. He's actually one of the most interesting characters in the game, and he's not a bad guy. Like, him being the final boss fight does not make him the bad guy. It's like Vesperia as well. The final boss fight in Vesperia, like, he wasn't really the bad guy. He was just doing something that the characters disagreed with, and that made it interesting. You know, these two main villains are these two final bosses of Vesperia and Cyber Sleuth, really freaking interesting. Beyond that, and of course Lunaire and Simone, whatever. And the supporting cast, once again, whatever. Alisha, I'm glad she had that DLC. That DLC really made up for how poorly should I really go that far? Do you think the DLC was like enough of a sorry that we didn't use Alisha in the story enough kind of thing? Was it? Like, from my perspective right now, I'll say, yeah, kinda. But I still wish she was used more in the story. She should have been a recruitable character, like, for the post-game or something. Like, not just to, like, forget about her. Because once again, if you don't play the DLC, she's completely left out of the ending and the final thing. She's not even there in Lastenbell when the characters are having their final conversation. Like, we're gonna go out to... She's not even there. Like, after that, you unlock, like, some things where it's like, oh, let's go talk to Sergei and have our final conversation with Sergei. You know, our final meaningful conversation with Sergei. It's a really nice one. It's like, now let's go have our final conversation with Alisha. You don't have a final conversation with Alisha. Saray stands there while she talks to, I think, a different politician. Then she talks to her maid. Then she talks to herself. And that's it. And Saray's like, that's good. And then he leaves. Which, I mean, that's Saray's character. But it just drives me nuts that that's how they say farewell to Alicia's character in the base game. It doesn't feel like enough. The conflict in Berseria is definitely more personal than in Zestiria, and I feel like it's stronger for it. And even though you do get backstory through the Earth Pulse, you don't have to go on a scavenger hunt to get all the pieces, and you don't feel as disconnected from it as you are in Zestiria. I think I warmed up more to the DLC this time around. I think it did a better job of giving her more meaningful role than I gave it credit for. Yeah, I was expecting a lot. Honestly, I went into the DLC expecting nothing. Like, expecting a lot less, because my sister, who has already looked into this game and the DLC, she, like, watched Let's Plays of it. Not Let's Plays, playthroughs, like, no commentary. Just because she likes Tales games, so she wanted to look into it. She left the series as a whole unimpressed. And I told her after I finished the game, I'm like, you know what? I need to get the DLC because there has to be a better ending. It was so trash. And she's like, nah, the DLC is not worth it. And I got really disappointed, but I'm like, you know what? I believe her because, like, you know, I trust her. And now, after finishing the DLC, I can kind of see what she meant. Like, I still think that as a whole, the DLC was great. Great. Lunaire, though, really, really, really brought it down. If there was a final boss fight against him, and if we actually got to kill him again, then the DLC would be perfect. But leaving it open like that was just dumb. What they should have done was just not use Lunaire at all, because he died in the story. There's no logical explanation to how he survived. Simone coming back makes perfect sense. She didn't need to be involved with anyone else. It just should have been her. And then we talked to her, have that, like, Alisha thanking Simone, I think, was a good closing arc to Simone's story. You know, because Simone's whole thing was that she realized she's a seraph whose blessing brings misfortune. And she's like, so what use am I as a seraph? And in the end, her powers gave Alisha closure, and in turn, she thanks Simone for giving her that opportunity, which in turn gave Simone some sense of worth. And so that she realized that she's not completely, you know, like, her existence isn't useless, basically. Like, there is something there. And I think that that was good. You know, they were able to at least close out that story decently. Lunaire, though, like, what the fuck? He's so unimportant. He's just a thug. He's an uninteresting... They tried to do Zagi again, and they failed. That's basically it. That's Lunaire. He's like Zagi, but not good. Zagi was fucking incredible in Vesperia. And even then, Zagi, you can also say, was just a grunt, because where did he come from? Like, who was he? Who hired him to kill Flynn? Why did he become so obsessed with Yuri? You know, all these kind of things. You could wonder about it, but it's like, well, he's obviously crazy. Like, from day one, he's clearly off his rocker. And I think that the additional dungeon just kind of being like, well, maybe he was secretly a child of the full moon too? Wink, wink. Like, that just added another layer of intrigue to his character, which I was totally fine with. Zagi took being the crazy guy, and he did all the good stuff with it, you know? Lunaire didn't do anything. He was just crazy because, crazy guys, right? You know? Yeah, Lunaire does have a pretty great design. He does look pretty freaky. Just that they didn't do a lot with him. Zagi's really good, though. Anything else we gotta say before we close this out? So hitting up the DLC, I was initially unhappy. After I played the DLC for the first time, I was bummed out that they decided to take Alisha and Rose's relationship and make them hate each other, because I'm like, that's not the impression I got at all. But once again, Alisha and Rose barely interacted in the main story. The most they did was when you met Alisha back on that on that bridge, and she for some reason couldn't see the Seraph anymore because she can only see them when she's the Squire, which I'm like, really? I could have sworn she saw them before she became a Squire. Regardless, that conversation though, where they were like bonding and making fun of Saray and everything, that was great. And it's like, that's their dynamic. That's what I believe their dynamic would be. But then this DLC started, and they didn't even like each other. Like, they just got into a fight over nothing. But I guess when you look at the context, Alisha wanted to know what happened to Saray, and that was, I guess, obviously still a sore spot for Rose, and she didn't want to talk about it. And so she was just trying to deflect and push Alisha away, which I guess was the whole fight that they had. But Alicia's like, nah, no, I need to know because he was my friend too, you know? So I was a little disappointed that they went with a really prickly relationship between them for most of the DLC. But it makes some form of sense because it's like high stress levels all around. Rose has never been good at dealing with emotions and feelings. She's more the person to lash out as opposed to like consider. She even says it when Alisha gives her that cool down hug. She's like, well, I don't have time for this sentimental crap. She's never had time for sentimental crap. The only time she ever really got sentimental was after Dazzle's death, and towards the end of the game as well. And beyond that, Rose's defining characteristic is that she's just real. She's a realist. She's not an optimist. She's not a pessimist. She's just real. You know, that's her whole deal. And so she looks at situations for what they are, and she's like, well, if we got to get through this, we got to kill these people. And that's basically it. That's the long and short of it. She is straight line. That's her character, basically. She doesn't have a lot. She doesn't think about a lot of things a lot. In terms of like whenever characters get down, they always have to have these discussions with each other, or they have these long monologues and stuff. But she just skips. She's like, no, fuck it, and then she stabs something. You know, it's part of the reason why I like her. And it's part of the reason why I understand why she and Alisha didn't exactly mesh for the DLC. But I still wish that they just, like, I mean, I guess having a hunky-dory buddy cop trip with Alisha and Rose would have been a little too much. But at the same time, I wish it was not so prickly. Though I do understand. And it did give Alisha some time to shine since she became a lot less serious when dealing with Rose, you know. Because Rose is Rose, and it's like there's no point in being all fancy around Rose because she doesn't get it. That was my initial disappointment with the DLC. As I got on with it, though, I understood and I enjoyed it more, and I did enjoy playing it. So I think I would have a more. Once again, I deleted my save file in the middle of this live stream, so let's try to ignore that. But even with that, I did enjoy it. Like the final dungeon wasn't really as big, like. Just the DLC was fun. I just liked it. Like, just revisiting some seeing Marlin and Lastenbell again, going back to Glaven Basin, and then finally through that cave, the mountains, and then this big dungeon that takes us back to Camlon. Which I honestly thought the dungeon would lead us to like Camlon itself, and like the last area of the game, we were like, okay, we're gonna go through Camlon, and we're gonna go to Maltelis' shrine, and then we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna see Saray, like actually see him and talk to him that way. Like he's not gonna talk back, obviously, but like Alisha would do what she did at the end of the thing. But then the dungeon led us out in the top of the crater, and it's like, so I guess we're not gonna see Saray, or we're not gonna go down there. And so it makes you question how Rose got out of there, because the ending of the game shows her getting out of there. Is there anything I missed? Loon, you think that there's anything I didn't give my thoughts on, or you think that's complete enough? Because I think I hit on everything. And of course, the Tales of Zestiria logo is Maltelis, I do believe. Yeah, I'm very curious about Brasilia because of Zavid's connection to Brasilia and all the things. Edna's brother, his connection to Brasilia, and the mark in Maltelis' shrine, in Artorias' throne. there was that conversation where they saw a crest and they're like, "Is this Maltellus' crest? No, it's for this seraph instead, or this thing instead." And they're like, "What's that?" And then they just moved on, and it's like, and apparently that's what, a big part of Berseria, or at least a notable part of Berseria. I'm interested. I really am. I'm also, because I know it's the same world, so I'm curious as to what locations and how they'll look. Because I feel like Berseria probably does better what Symphonia 2 did. Because, like, oh gosh. But yeah, like, seriously. I was gonna make some connection to what Zestiria did right versus Symphonia 2, which was really, really bad. But we don't need to bring that here. So as I've said before, I didn't say this on stream before, but now that Zestiria is done, I'm actually gonna go back and play Vesperia again. I'm not gonna do a Let's Stream Vesperia New Game Plus, even though I think I should, because I think that'd be pretty great because it's a fun game. But I just kind of want to enjoy Vesperia again, like on my own time, like sitting on the couch and not having to talk all the time, just playing it again because it's a super fun game. So I think that's what I'll do instead. I'm gonna play through Vesperia again, and then when I complete Vesperia, I'm gonna pick up Tales of Berseria, and you'll hear from me first what I think about that game. I'm looking forward to it, like, big time. It's a great time. I wasn't expecting to enjoy it so much since it came on my playthrough with Zero with such mixed feelings. Yeah, same here. So yeah, I mean, yeah, my feelings for Zestiria were negative the first time, and now they're kind of like, all right, you know, Zestiria, you have a right to exist. That's the main thing. It's a good fun game. I still wouldn't totally recommend it to someone because I have so many issues. But I mean, at the same time, it depends on the kind of person it is. If it's someone I know who's like, stories and games, and I love being gripped by a plot, then maybe check out Abyss or Symphonia first, and then maybe come to this one. But if it's someone who's just looking for a fun RPG to play that they can get into and have a good RPG experience, then I definitely recommend this game. If someone's just like, hey, what's a good RPG you know that won't, like, kill my time? Because this game is really small. Like, it's short compared to Symphonia and Abyss and Vesperia. I definitely feel like you can get through it in a good, at a good rate, and it's easy. So, you know, there's that too. This series has helped me come to terms with Zestiria, and now I can appreciate it a lot more. Good, I'm glad. My whole philosophy was I just wanted to I wanted to just be like, hey, this game sucks. I was right, but that isn't how it turned out being. It turned out more being like, oh, this game's in the middle somewhere. They won't let me look at my trophy information? I missed one trophy. Oh no, here it is. Re-encounter with Karma. It wasn't quite what you expected, was it? Nevertheless, this proves you survived a certain battle. What did they mean re-encounter with Karma? I don't remember the Baphomets at all. And then there's the 2 hidden trophies I didn't get. I'll look into that later. I also need to connect to the internet to figure out what's wrong. Anyway. Thank you, everybody who's ever tuned into even one of my streams. Probably not all here. Big thanks to Loon for being a constant source of conversation. Big thanks to Pete, who missed the DLC streams, unfortunately. And also the post-game. But that's alright. He's busy. And this is all archived for him to check out later. And one last shout out to whoever is in my chat on Twitch. According to Twitch, it says Cage Bear, Commander Root, Electrical Longboard, and Lurks. So shout out to all you as well. This is the end of our Tales of Zestiria journey. Hope you all enjoyed it. And yeah, I'll probably stream or maybe even do a Let's Play of something else in the future. I'm not entirely sure what yet. But for now, this is it. And I'll see y'all when I see ya. Thanks again, and until next time, everybody. Hasta, and have a great day.